name is Chaturika. Thank you for watching this video. We are going to be talking about Bhakti Yoga. Generally, when we talk about yoga, when we think about yoga, we think about exercises called asanas. We think about difficult postures, sometimes easier, but we normally think about physical exercises. And now we are going to see another point of view of yoga. We are going to go deeper in meaning and practice. The word yoga means to link. So the idea of yoga is to link our consciousness with a higher consciousness. The idea of yoga is to develop our spirituality. And we're going to see some of that now, how to do it now. First of all, we are going to be talking about the mind. How does it work and how to control it? Second, we are going to talk about the importance of the intelligence in our spiritual life. Third, we are going to talk about Bhakti Yoga, definition and practice. And to start with, I have a little exercise for you. I want you to think in 5 things that you are doing to keep your body fit. This is going to be an easy one. Every day we are working for our body. We are eating, taking showers, doing exercises. Everything that we do generally mostly is for our body. So think of 5 things that you are doing to keep your body fit. Now, think of 5 things that you are doing to work on your spirit. 5 things that you do every day to elevate your consciousness. 5 things that you are doing to get a better consciousness, to be better spiritually. There is a saying that I like that says, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So let's develop some things about this. The mind. First of all, we're going to talk about the mind. How does the mind work? The mind naturally is a servant. We are not masters. We are always serving somebody. And the mind is like the boss of the senses. Normally, we are very inclined to serve the senses. How do we do this? Let's say that we find this very favorite sweet that we like. First, we feel attraction for the sweet. Then, action. We take the sweet. We do anything that we can to take the sweet. What happens next? We eat the sweet. And we feel happiness, satisfaction. But what happens after this satisfaction? After we get this satisfaction? Then we want something else. The mind doesn't like old things. The mind is always looking for something new. And these few moments of satisfaction that we get when we get the things that satisfy the senses are always very short and not permanent. They are always temporary. That's why we sometimes get very frustrated. This is a little example. I'm not talking about people who are addicted or people who are, we can be addicted to so many things. And that's how the mind works. Sometimes the mind can be our best friend and sometimes can be our worst enemy. Also, when we are after the objects of the senses, we experience lust. Lust doesn't have to be only with sexual desires. Lust is when we lose our intelligence. Lust makes us lose our intelligence. And what happens when we get those objects that we want? Sometimes we get something and it's not good. And sometimes we get something that is good and then it's useless. And you see many people that have a lot of things, and they even rent storages to accumulate things, and they forget about it. There is a moment in which you want something, and then when you get it, you don't want it anymore. I have a friend who calls this chronic insatisfaction. And why is a chronic insatisfaction? Why we don't feel permanent satisfaction? Because we are looking in the wrong place. We are looking for satisfaction in the wrong place. The mind also can serve the intelligence. When the mind serves the intelligence, then we are getting in the real process of spirituality. Let's say that you have a goal that is to graduate. You want to study a career that's using your intelligence. You have a higher goal. So when you want to get a degree, you do everything that is favorable to your studies. You go to the university, you are associating with people that are studying the same career that you are studying, you buy books on your career, you take everything that is going to help you get your goal. What happens if you have, let's say, an exam and somebody invites you to a party? You're going to say no, because you need to study. You are focused on your higher goal. And you don't fall in the temptations of the mind. So that's intelligence. And when you serve the intelligence, most of the time you need discipline. You need to sacrifice. And that helps you get the higher goals. It's the same when you want to practice spirituality. So the intelligence makes us understand what the things are meant for and how to use them. We can spiritualize everything in our lives. How do we do this? This has to come from an authorized way. It has to come from scriptures or from holy persons. There are many leaders in the world. It is difficult to find the holy persons. It's not that they are not there, but we have to cry for them to help us. First of all, we have to recognize that we have a problem. When we are serving the mind, when we are not getting satisfaction, when we are not happy, then we can recognize that we have a problem. There is this book, the Bhagavad Gita. It's like the Bible in India, and it's the word of God. It's the Son of God, and God is talking to his friend Arjuna. Arjuna is telling him that it's very difficult to control the mind, and in that moment Arjuna is recognizing that he has a problem, that he cannot control the mind. For us it's the same. We have to recognize that we have a problem so we can find the help. And going back, I was talking about the holy persons, and there are so many leaders in the world now. And we see, if we open our eyes and see what's happening in countries like Syria, Venezuela, North Korea, we can see that there are so many leaders that we are following, that they are not taking us to any happiness, to any well-being. So if we find these people, these holy persons that can help us with our spirituality, then we are gonna get what we want. We want peace. We want peace of mind. We want love. And that's what the holy persons have to give us. We need knowledge, and the real knowledge, the real spiritual knowledge. Remember what we said about we are human beings, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So let's make that experience worth. when we work, sometimes we are working our spirituality, sometimes we are looking for liberation because we want to get out of here. Our nature, our spirit doesn't belong here. So why do we want liberation? Because we don't want to suffer. That's why we are searching for a higher goal. That's why we search for the real and genuine spirituality. And we have also to recognize that this world is a dangerous place. We have to recognize that maybe we are in a nice situation now. Maybe we are in a nice situation now, but it's not guaranteed. This nice situation that you may have now cannot be here tomorrow. There are many things that can happen. You can get sick, there can be an earthquake, there can be a crime, I don't know, but this is not a place of permanent happiness. This is not a place of permanent peace. So we have to find our way to make our life meaningful. We have to find the sense. What do we do here? What do we want? And all these answers are in the spiritual path. Now, talking about Bhakti Yoga. I like the definition of Bhakti Yoga that Radhanath Swami gives. Radhanath Swami is a spiritual leader. He has been practicing Bhakti Yoga for 40 years. He has written some books, and he travels all around the world, and he meets with big leaders from this world. So his definition of Bhakti Yoga is the science of cleansing our heart and experiencing the joy of being in spiritual harmony with God, nature, and others. I'm gonna say it again. Bhakti Yoga is the science of cleansing our heart and experiencing the joy of being in harmony with God, nature, and others. I like this definition because it's very complete and integrates so many important things. When we say cleansing the heart, wouldn't you like to clean your heart from all those bad habits, from those enemies that we have, like lust, anger, frustration? We need to clean our heart from that so we can advance, so we can be in harmony. In Bhakti Yoga, we find this harmony through our lifestyle. Bhakti Yoga is really a lifestyle, and we follow the laws of nature so we can be in harmony, right? To practice Bhakti Yoga, you don't need to do exercises, you don't need to do difficult postures. Anyone can practice Bhakti Yoga, and you don't need to be of any kind of religion. Everybody can practice Bhakti Yoga. You don't need any qualification to practice Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is for everybody. And you start externally. It's like we practice love. Bhakti Yoga is the yoga of devotion, the yoga of love. So at the beginning we practice love, and it's very easy because we all know how to love. When we see a mother, for example, what does the mother do? The mother does service for the children. The mother is always taking care, feeding them, bathing them, taking them here, taking them there. So Bhakti Yoga is, we do service. We practice through service. We practice through love. And the basic idea of Bhakti Yoga is that the Supreme Consciousness, the one that we want to connect with, is a person. It's a person. It has a complete form, and it's a joyful and plain person. And it's not a judge, it's not a witness, it's not a provider that is gonna be there always to give you what you want, but it's somebody that you can have a reciprocity with. It's eternally playful, eternally young, it's full of light, and it's also black, and his name is Krishna. So we have this relationship. When we were talking about the objects of the senses, we don't get reciprocity from the objects of the senses. But when we practice love, when we practice service, when we love this supreme person, then we have reciprocity, and we get happiness, we get satisfaction. Another thing that we do in Bhakti Yoga is what we call mantra meditation. We chant the names of Krishna, we chant the names of the Lord, and we have a discipline, and we do that every day, and we get peace, we meditate in somebody, and we feel joyful because we are with that somebody. So let's as a conclusion, I want you to, we saw the mind. So remember that the mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy, and remember that the mind can serve the senses or it can serve your intelligence. Remember that the intelligence is the first step, the most important thing that is going to take you to develop your spirituality. And you develop your spirituality through bhakti. Bhakti means devotion. So this is what we want. We want devotion, we want higher goals in our lives, we want to go to the next stage. Our soul is gonna evolve. Our bodies are gonna stay here. Our bodies are gonna get sick and old and are gonna die. But our souls are gonna keep going. So we want to find the way for our soul, the best way for our souls to go on. Thank you so much. If you have any question, please write to my email that is gonna be shown here, okay? Thank you. Hare Krishna.